What's up, guys? Welcome to Conversations with Elton. My name is Elton, your host. This is a space we have real conversations about life, growth, and the things we don't talk about much. We are in Europe and we came to do some ministry work, and we've taken the opportunity to run some episodes of Conversations with Elton. So this looks a lot of informal discussions. It's not following our usual season, but I know you'll be blessed by the time we are done. I have some wonderful friends, a brother and two sisters, and we are just going to have discussions about what life looks like. So I have with me, all
Shalom.
right, and then I have
Isosa.
Isosa. Okay, Shalom, maybe you should tell us one fun fact about yourself. Maybe we should add that.
Oh my god. Fun fact. Okay, so I always use this. I don't know if it's fun fact, but I like to go on adventures, but I've literally never
Wow.
done.
So it's in your mind.
It's in my mind. I dream
Okay.
of it all the time.
We
But
are
yeah,
waiting for the day for you to
opportunity.
share
Yeah,
your adventure
definitely.
with us.
Yes,
All right.
yes. Yeah.
So guys, before they mention their names, we are in Leo. We are in France currently. All right.
Yeah.
Fun fact two. I'm Isosa and I always use this fun fact. It works, so I'll keep using it. I'm a speed reader, a bit of a speed reader.
Oh,
So usually I would say my average is an hour, 110 to 120 pages.
wow.
So I could finish 2 books in a day if I'm very motivated.
That's serious. I mean, wow. Okay, maybe you should pray for me before we finish. Okay.
Hi guys, I'm Kweku,
Hi, Gwiku.
and well, I think I like driving.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm going to register very soon. See you.
All right. So we are just talking about life and just having a conversation. And so, how's life been in Europe? How long have you been here? Who wants to go first? How long have you been here? What actually brought you to Europe? Um, Okay.
So class this year 7,
Okay.
going 8. I came for masters, my master's education from Kenya University to ISA, and after school, I got a job in Germany, and I lived in France for 4 years, and in Germany almost 3 years now. So actually 3. It's July 15th, so yeah, 3 years exactly. So yeah, that's how I ended up in Europe. Yeah.
Where should I start? I would say Europe. I have a very similar background to Shalom because we've kind of been following each other, I would say. So very similar, same pathway, same course, KNUST to Isalil in France. But I was 5 years in France, 3 years in Lille, 2 years in Paris before also moving to Germany. Same city as Shalom as well. So say also 7 years in total in Europe, 5 years in France, 2 years in Germany so far. And I would say in a phrase, it's been full of surprises.
Right.
Yeah, never going as expected.
Right.
Yeah.
Quick, how long have you been here?
Well, I've been here over 5 years.
Okay.
I think the French would say "c'est la même chose." That means the same thing as them. I came to France as a master's student, and right after I got a job in Lille, I worked here a bit, and then I moved to the south of France, and then I'm back to the north again.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it's always fascinates me how um, people who speak multiple languages, how you do it. Like, do you think in French? Um, do you have to think about your words before you use them? I'm talking about, for example, somebody's having a discussion. Like as we are talking right now, how do you speak? Do you process things in French, or it depends on what you are doing?
Depends on the kind of conversation, the context.
Okay.
For me, when it's really technical, then I have to think about it. I have to get it right in English, then I can flow in French. But then normal conversations, something that I do like routine, I try to just go with the flow.
And I know you guys are all working in Europe. So how's work been? I mean, majorly for our discussion, we'll be looking at what life has been, balancing work, life, and your faith. So how has um, your faith been? What would you say has been the journey for you? Because obviously, I mean, not to say anything bad about Europe, if you are here, you realize that it's not like it is in Africa and in some places where Christian, like on Sunday morning, you see everybody going to church. You see
Yeah.
many people, families, daddy, mommy, children in the car going to church. So obviously, like a Sunday, and there's a lot of, I mean, you switch on the TV, a lot of religious programs and all that. But here, it's not out there like that. So how have you been able to balance or, in terms of growth? How has it been for you? Like,
I think uh, this is a very good question because specifically Shalom and I arrived in Europe during COVID time.
okay,
So when we came in, everything physical shut down. So we're just in the house, no access to the church, if I should say. So, and it was a very difficult aspect. And I think one thing that's not talked about specifically in Europe is how the language barrier can also affect your faith.
okay,
Because you do go to church, but you don't understand anything the pastor or the priest is saying. And that's what I found myself. So it was hard finding an English church. And eventually, when you find one, then COVID arrived. But for my personal journey, CYI played such a huge role in it because it was at the time of COVID.
right,
I met, no, joined Earl in
right,
I have a Leo in Leo here, and that's massively helped us. So we're always having Zoom prayer meetings, book club, we started those things. And I even found myself with all the struggles of school, finding myself and growing in my faith in that period. And I'd say that was a blessing. I know everybody's story is a bit different, but I really found myself in a community of like-minded people who all wanted to grow in the faith, and we grounded each other.
right,
Yeah. Quite similar, but I think just to add, in general, faith and being in Europe is very challenging.
right,
Um, because okay, I do hear a lot of people say, in Africa we pray a lot or we're more religious or spiritual because it's hard.
mm,
I don't believe that, but I do get why they say that because like yeah, if you wake up on Sunday, there's just a lot to do.
mm.
And take me for instance, I'm in Germany. The church I go to is a German church, but they have English
Oh,
translation.
I see.
Yes, and the reason why I keep going there is because I love their worship. Their worship is really good. However, there's a language barrier. So there are days, Sundays, I feel like I can actually join online. So I wouldn't be motivated to get up, dress up, and go to church. Yeah. And yes, church is also very casual, not like back at home. Yeah. So it also is challenging in the sense that you're not really surrounded by a lot of Christians. Christians in the sense of people who really take their faith seriously.
Okay.
Like, okay, I go to church, I'm cool with it. But on Friday, can we meet up for drinks in the club?
Hmm.
It's quite normal. Yeah,
Right,
so yeah, but then again, like I so said, joining Siwa I really shaped like
right,
a lot for me because it helped me not compromise. That's like from the beginning, especially on like Sunday services and yeah, our services was like mostly on Sunday. However, being a student also it required academically it required a lot to do.
mm,
So again, you can always join an online service. So at times you'll be like, it's fine, I'll not go. Let me finish this group study. Let me finish this. So that's the comfort is in the sorry the challenge is in the comfort
okay,
mostly, yeah.
Yeah.
And then also yeah, you just have to really push harder and be disciplined. Like I said, the buses are working, the system is kind of working.
yeah.
So you're also not really challenged to pray.
That's what I mean,
Respect.
guys. My first time in Europe, maybe was it 3 years ago or so. There was a lot of I, it was. I mean, I heard about it. I saw it, but coming and seeing the order, everything is working. The bus says it's going to come at 12 noon and it's getting there. So you know how maybe in Africa you're going somewhere and say, "Oh God, I hope that I get a car. I get like I hope the guy comes on time." Like, and all those prayers don't you don't pray like that. All you have to do is to get ready and so I really get the statement you mentioned. Like the challenge is in the comfort.
Yeah.
Um, would you say that's the reason why uh, people are not God conscious? Because everything seems to be working for
Um,
them.
For most of them too, it's like it's fading. So it has a lot of the system is working. Also, the consequences of the Roman Empire and the church and everything adding up has made the people very relaxed.
Right.
Yeah.
So how do people generally, so we are talking about community now. How do people deal with the issue of loneliness? Because another thing that's obvious, it's almost like this. There's no without community, nobody's minding you. I mean, the very first times you came, I understood why people say I always pass a funny comment like when you're going for a visa interview, they ask you if you've traveled before.
Yeah.
I know when I traveled the first time, I understood why they asked that question. Because you should be able to figure out a lot of things on yourself by yourself without help. Because not everybody will stop to listen to you to ask you to tell you, okay, this is how to get out of even the airport. This is how to get a bus where you are going to. And so you realize that the system almost looks like everybody is for himself. Or without, in Ghana, how you just have to ask somebody for direction and you will know about the person's family because the conversation one thing will lead to another. I mean, you just have to sit in a public transport in Ghana and sometimes just if you want to get a bus talking, you can just raise a topic.
Yeah.
For example, recently the cleanup in Ghana, you just have to sit in a bus and just say that, oh, this cleanup, I think I really wasted that time. You just see that if somebody in the front is going to talk, another person is going to say something, somebody else is going to talk. So there's a certain level of communal living, if that's the word, in Ghana, but here it does not look like that. So how do people? Is there a lot of loneliness here? Is it very obvious?
Very obvious.
Right.
Very, very obvious. Even in our schools, in the kind of settings that we find ourselves, like wherever you go, you see that everyone is working like for himself.
Nobody's
And
minding
no,
you.
nobody's minding you. Especially when you go to Paris, it's very different. Even getting someone to ask a question is like very difficult. Everyone is moving really fast. You see that kind of thing where in movies when they are trying to transition into like um a next phase and then they bring that kind of Hollywood streets with the fast forwarded cars and everyone
Right.
is walking fast. It feels like that in
Yeah.
Paris. Like everyone is for himself. And then when you come to Leo as well, because we all arrived in Leo,
Right.
the three of us arrived in Leo. What helped us was the fact that we had senior classmates.
Okay.
Because we got here, and then even the office, the students' office, international office, they were saying something, and I almost slept outside
Wow.
when I got here. Yes, because they told me I had to go and get a document or something and get insurance. And I told them, oh, I want to get it the next day. So you just give me my key because I just arrived. They were like, no. And then the insurance people were like almost closing.
Wow.
And they don't care about you. They don't care. It's
Right.
just like when you close from school, from work, you just go home.
Right. So in your work, in your workplaces, how do people? Have you been able to? Is it easy to express your faith? Because I mean, obviously, you've been called to be salt and light. Is it something you're able to do? Like, are you able to? I'm not even talking about like preaching.
No.
I'm talking about just living out as a Christian.
Yeah.
Eh, Are you able to do that, or the system is almost absorbing you to follow patterns? I've asked a hard question. Kweku says he has an example, so
So
Can go ahead,
um
but yeah.
so for me, I'm a software engineer, those who don't know. And in my company, I work on like websites, solutions, web applications. I think one time I had to talk about influence, and then we're talking about the fact that we are supposed to influence people at our work, we end up being influenced by those people. Because right now, if you ask me right now, how are you doing? I'll be like,
that goes
I'm
good.
good by God's grace. But at work, I'm like, oh, I'm fine. I'm good. And I
No,
just
I'll see you tomorrow, God willing.
know those kind of things
Right.
because like we are kind of compromising because you don't know how those people are also going to take it. and then mostly we work in with a lot of like seniors, like senior colleagues.
Right.
So you don't know how they are going to take it, and then how it will in turn affect you. So sometimes you just have to tone it down.
Right.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think
I just had, oh, Salom had a classic example.
Okay. I'm cool. Where do I start again? I would say this is, as Kweku said, it's a very, I don't know if it's controversial, but they act like it's controversial. For me, it doesn't have to be such a big deal.
Right.
But they make it such a big deal because I think even in like PSAs, in teaching on inclusivity and making an open space for work, they always stress on not speaking on religion or politics.
Okay.
It's like the big no no, especially in France. I think in Germany it's even better.
Yeah.
They like to talk about these things, but in France it's a big no no no. But I will say for our company, they do pride themselves on allowing you be yourself at the office.
Okay.
So yeah, that's Shalom and I work at Mars, so we're food scientists, just also guess what we do. So my company really has that culture of your work friends can be your outside friends.
Yeah.
Our company, they're very of that. Okay, you should be comfortable saying even if they don't agree with you.
Okay.
So you see, sometimes when I'm having a team and I even bring up like, yeah, in my faith we believe this, they're just like, I don't really agree, but it's cool that you do. You
Right.
get so they have that going for them, which I would say I'm very lucky to have experienced because I've also worked in a company where
There was something.
there was nothing like that allowed. So I'll just say these are the instances I try to chip it in. And then I had a coworker once tell me that, I think your prayer is working. I'm feeling better. And I'm
Wow.
like, just wait and see. But yeah, just
I mean, just listening to you guys, I feel like one of the things for me, if we find ourselves in a situation where we cannot be vocal with
Yeah.
our words, we can always be vocal with our love. I mean, because people can deny our Jesus, our testimony, but they can't, nobody fights love.
That's true.
Everybody, no matter how extreme the person is, the person believes whatever. And by now you should know what I'm talking about. Everybody is talking about love. Everybody goes to the extreme and still says, "Okay, if you love me, you should accept me the way I am."
Yes.
So love is what cannot be rejected.
Yes.
And so one thing we can do never to get it wrong is to always walk in love. If we cannot even speak about it, our forgiveness at work, our generosity at work, it's a greater statement than our having to look for a pulpit. As a matter of fact, every day, wherever you are, not just in Europe, but wherever you are, guys, your life is a pulpit. Wherever you find yourself, people are watching. You might think nobody's watching, but people are watching. People are right. Your story is right. Your life is writing a story
yeah,
in your workplace, wherever you are.
yeah.
You might think nobody's watching, but people are watching. And so, if we cannot speak about Jesus in certain places, we can live out Jesus, and people will see him. That's what the Bible actually says. Let our light shine before men, that men will see our good works, not even our good words, but our good works, so that will glorify our Father in heaven. So our good works are a statement
Yeah.
to the watching world. And as I said, nobody will reject love, nobody will refuse love, no matter how extreme the person and whatever the person believes. And the truth is, love will eventually win. Love will by all means win. Everything will fail, but love will never fail. Bible says it. So wherever you are, be encouraged, guys. Your community might look extreme, people might not believe, but look, love is a big statement. Our generosity, our patience with other people, and our forgiveness makes people believe our Father. All right.
Yes.
I said you're going to say something. Our time is up, so
Yes.
we have to be taking final words.
I feel like I could leave it, but it's just what you were saying in terms
Right.
of sorry, in terms of the love example, because I had a coworker come up to me to ask that I think about 3, 4 situations dealing with the site. We'd had so many issues and everybody in the team was frustrated. So she noticed I was the only one who was still positive about it.
Wow.
And she asked me how am I able to take so much stress and not break under the pressure. And I told her that it's because I'm of Jesus. And that's what's giving me fuel. And she was like, she never considered that. It's good to know. That was it. So it's just something I remember that was one of the first times I never thought of how just my actions were also telling a different story. Right.
That's so true. I mean, when you're talking, I also remember Nicodemus.
Mm.
Bible says he went to Jesus at night and he went to ask Jesus a question. You get it? So
Yeah.
it's something led him to go and ask a question.
Yeah.
For all you know, he saw Jesus
Mm.
and his actions, and he went to ask him a question. So that's what I'm saying. That the things we do can easily make somebody come and ask us a question. And once the person comes to ask you a question, the person has built a bridge
Mm.
for you to be able to walk over and speak to the person. You get what I'm saying? So, guys, God bless you. We have to go. Who's going to give us final words?
Shalom.
Okay, since you're holding the microphone, maybe you can give us final words. You have to speak French. Final words about being the light at your work, being the light in Europe, and not giving up your faith,
Ouais.
whoever you are.
Donc, salut tout le monde. Comme on a discuté, il faut avoir la puissance, mais la courage aussi. Donc, parce que dans l'Europe, c'est difficile, mais avec Dieu, tout est possible. Donc, gardez la foi, gardez la confiance et gardez l'amour. Merci.
Amen. Okay. You know, I believe I understood what she said. I don't speak French. I stopped doing French many years ago. So guys, God bless you. And maybe you should say in French, go to my YouTube channel, Conversations with Elton.
Ah ouais.
Subscribe, turn on your post notifications.
Ok.
And then would you remember, let's keep the conversations going.
Ok.
All right. So go to my YouTube channel.
Yes. Ok, les gens, il faut aller à le chaîne YouTube Conversations avec Pasteur Elton. Abonnez, commentaire.
All right.
Il faut continuer les conversations.
Okay.
Merci.
So guys, God bless you. We'll see you another time. Thank you.